everyone, today me and my team will be presenting the issue in learning, which is stress and effects on learning and memory in students. Before we explore the details of this issue, I will first introduce what stress is and how it affects students' learning and memory. Stress is a natural response that occurs when someone faces pressure or challenges. For students, stress can come from many sources, such as exam, heavy workloads, social expectations, and family responsibilities. While a little stress can motivate students to stay focused and perform better, too much stress becomes harmful. When stress levels are too high, students may struggle to focus, concentrate, and remember information. This affects their academic performance, emotional well-being, and overall development. Stress is especially common during exam periods or assignment deadlines. Competitions, high expectations, and personal challenges can make stress even worse. Therefore, understanding stress is important. By recognizing what students go through, teachers, parents, and students themselves can work together to create healthier learning environment and achieve better learning outcome.
My name is Iliana Kwong. My matrix number is MS20133169. For this slide, I will explain the internal or psychological factors that contribute to stress in students. First, emotional factors. When students feel anxiety, they start to overthink and worry about failure, which makes learning harder. Frustration happens when things don't go as planned, and this will reduce motivation to continue studying, while sadness lower energies and interest, making it difficult for students to stay engaged in lessons. Next, cognitive processes. Stress affects how the brain works. Students may struggle to maintain attention and have weak concentration during the class. They also experience negative thoughts such as self-doubt or feeling like I can do this, which makes learning even more difficult. Lastly, personality traits. Students who are perfectionists often feel more pressure to achieve perfect results. Those with low resilience find stress harder to manage, but students with a positive mindset are usually able to cope better and bounce back from challenges. Now I will explain how internal stress affects learning and memories. First is effects on learning. When students are stressed, their learning abilities decreases. They may experience low understanding of new topics and difficult processing in the lessons. Because of this, they might also participate less in class. Next is effects on memories. Stress also weakens memories. Students may forget important details, especially during a stressful mini-like exam. They may also struggle to recall facts when needed and have weaker long-term memory because stress interrupts how the brain stores information. The last one is overall impact. In the end, high stress leads to lower academic performance and reduce confidence in confidence in their abilities. So that's all for me. Thank you.
For my part, I'll explain how external factors contribute to student stress and how this affects learning and memory. First, academic pressure is a major source of stress. High-stakes exams create performance anxiety, which increases cortisol and disrupts concentration and working memory. Heavy workloads and tight deadlines also cause cognitive overload, making it hard for students to absorb and retain information. Next, family and peer influences also have a strong psychological impact. High family expectations can cause fear of failure. leading to test anxiety and poor recall. Peer comparison and competition lower self-confidence, reducing participation and affecting memory. Negative peer interactions like bullying or conflict drain emotional energy and shift the brain's focus away from learning. Lastly, environmental factors such as noise, overcrowded classrooms, or unstable home environments make it difficult for students to focus. Lack of social support increases anxiety and lowers motivation, which weakens memory formation. In short, external factors, academic pressure, family and peer influence, and environmental stresses disrupt students' attention, working memory, and motivation. Understanding these factors help teachers create learning environments that reduce stress and support better learning outcomes.
I want to present about practical recommendation, individual strategies. First, students can use mindfulness and relaxation to reduce stress. For example, deep breathing or short meditation. These activities help calm the mind and improve focus. Before studying, take 1 or 2 minutes to relax so the brain is ready to learn. Second, time management. Time management is very important. Many students feel stressed because they do their work at the last minute. But by using a weekly plan, we can organize tasks and break big work into smaller steps. When everything is planned, stress becomes lower and studying feels easier. Next, a healthy lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle also affects learning and memory. Getting enough sleep, eating balanced meals, and doing regular exercise help the brain work better. When the body is healthy, the mind can focus more and remember things more easily. Lastly, study planning. Students need to set clear study goals, make a realistic timetable, and focus on difficult subjects first. When we have a clear plan, learning become more organized. Then regular revision also help strengthen memory and reduce stress before exam.
Now we're going to be talking about the practical recommendations, specifically in supportive strategies. First, we'll be talking about the strategies involving external support, which is your counselors and your peers. Think of your counselor as your personal toolkit. Schools can offer someone who can talk to you confidentially, who is trained to help you work through the pressure. You can also try to connect with people who get it, such as peer mentors and study groups. It's just about sharing to someone who understands your situation. The most important thing that we should know is that the idea of asking for help isn't a bad thing. It's actually a good and a strong thing to do. The next practical recommendation we can talk about is teacher and school interventions. Let's look at the classroom environment itself. This starts with clarity. When teachers are clear about what's expected and when things are due, it cuts down a lot on that stress. It also means a little bit of flexibility. Sometimes a little bit of wiggle room on a deadline or a different way to show what you've learned relieves so much pressure. And finally, it's about breaks. Just a few minutes in class to reset, to breathe, and also to stretch can help everyone in class to refocus and feel calmer. The final practical recommendation we can do is by doing stress reduction programs and workshops. Finally, this is about giving you actual tips on how to handle stress. It's like learning how to drive a car instead of just being a passenger. In these type of programs, they will teach you on how to manage your time and get organized so you feel in control of your workload. They can also teach you direct calming techniques, such as simple breathing and exercise techniques that can help you calm down when you are overwhelmed, or stressed. Ultimately, these can help you build mental strength, that resilience to bounce back from a tough grade or a rough week. These programs can help you understand that this is just part of the learning process. And that's all for practical recommendations involving supportive strategies.
Lastly, the conclusion of this issue in learning, stress has a significant influence on student learning and memory, affecting their focus, motivations, and overall academic performance. By understanding both internal and external factors that contribute to stress, we can create more supportive and effective learning environments. Through individual strategies such as mindfulness, time management, and healthy routine, as well as external support from teachers, school, and peers, students can develop healthier coping skills and improve their learning outcomes. Ultimately, managing stress is essential for enhancing students' well-being, confidence, and long-term academic success.